we do see him hovering over the scale vault at this point in time.
So another question is, does Tsubaki gets Kinu, or does Yhrem looks through it early itself and just decides to ban Kinu and then move on with the day? But
he might consider banning the Kinu. I think he has ways to deal with Wolfie. With Mushuk just on 2-wire, I suppose you can hit Wolfie with things you normally couldn't with the 2-wire. So you might just opt to first ban the Kinu. As he does. Rolgon is actually banned out by Tsubaki. He doesn't want to get support in Yhrem's team with synergy and purgation. That might be a bit problematic for him.
I'm not sure the thinking behind banning that Volgon, but maybe Tsubaki noticed that Volgon is indeed a threat to, well, to Wire, Tulkin and Naga, all three of them, if the common factor buff is down. So I guess that's respectable, but Yhrem going with that classic silent combo right here. We have Mushuk and 2-wire starting, featuring Faraday Cage, 3 poison ticks. Handy dandy. What is Tsubaki going to answer this with?
He could probably look to go Toolcon and maybe Fiery Soul to reduce the damage from 2-wire, possibly. But he could also go, yeah, he just decides to go for that. Like, probably reduce the damage that's going to come up from the Fiery Soul. This is pretty hard to deal with. The poison ticks are going to be rough, especially with the -1 defense. And the initial, or the boosted Faraday damage, essentially. Yeah, Tsubaki might be on the back foot for a couple of the earlier turns, but Tsubaki being Tsubaki will probably find a way to figure things out. As Tsubaki bans out the second electric, which is Scale Vault. Will we see no Luma Scale Vault this game? I think Yhrem Scale has always been banned in every single game we have seen so far of Yhrem.
Yeah, we have not seen a single game, or we are yet to see a game where that Scare Vault saw the day of the light. He's always been banned. Poor thing, dude.
It speaks volumes of the quality of Scale Vault. Tsubaki does only have one 𝗧𝗵𝗶, so it might be a bit difficult to deal with the Tem, and also Heaton might be able to. I'm not really sure. Well, Heater itself reduces the total damage anyways from both attempts, actually, from the toolcon, if you think about it.
I mean, you don't even need the heater for removing the statuses, because Plague itself applies 2 statuses to remove it. Just
yes, but good 2-wires should have an item that denies removing its status. But removing statuses here doesn't really do much for you anyways.
I mean, Mushuk, it would be a Plague and Wind Burst, you know?
Oh, I see what you mean. That is actually the correct thing to do. So on second thought, yeah, Plague Wind Burst into Mushuk might actually be...
Like, even right now, really it doesn't make any difference, because when it Plagues, it will exhaust and then it will trap. And then a Wind Burst on top of it is just cherry on the cake. And since the Plague is being hit when it's neutralized, it's gonna take neutral damage from Plague as well instead of half.
So that might be the play, and if you remove Mushuk from the game, that makes your Yalo a bit better. You don't have to deal with Tenderness or P-Jabs. So Yhrem probably has to consider, does he want to lose Mushuk turn number 2?
He can't bring a Cannabis in, he can't bring a Turok in, and if he brings the Nidrusil in, then Nidrusil also takes good damage from Wind Burst.
And
so
it's
this
probably
is kind of really good.
As well. So Yhrem actually has no swap-ins for Mushuk. So it looks like this Mushuk 2-wire lead might have actually backfired. My initial thought was that maybe Tsubaki's on the back foot, but it appears that is actually not the case. This only applies if this is handcuffs Wolfie, of course. If this is the defensive item, that changes everything. But if we are assuming handcuffs Wolfie, then this is a very strong lead for Tsubaki into the normally pretty scary Mushuk 2-wire.
I mean, don't get me wrong, Tsubaki is still gonna take a beating here from P-Jab and Faraday. But regardless, that Mushuk is going to be threatened as well. He's just not gonna be so free as it would be normally.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. I wait to see what those players opt to do.
What are the options? I mean, Tsubaki at least doesn't have to do anything here. If he wants to swap, he can, but he might lose momentum. So I think best thing for Tsubaki to do is do the double attack that we discussed, the double in on Mashuk's slot. As for Yhrem, he definitely needs to decide which slot is he attacking and then go with his combo. But Tsubaki decides to back out on this. He swapped, and so did the other party as well. Have a plague coming in. And the Faraday cage, which will be removing the statuses, and 3 poison ticks online, 42%. Well, looks like it just went the way you were saying, Kami, which is completely in his favor. I don't know, dude. Legit, I do think I am really confused from both sides of the swaps, because both of them had good damage on their openers itself.
Well, as I figured there wasn't handcuffs Wolfie, I don't think Tsubaki plays that. So the initial play was never really an option.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And it is, well, 𝗹𝗶𝗆𝗃 2-wire, so it does smack the other one pretty hard. So Mashuk is on the back foot, as I initially thought he would be. We'll see what happens.
It's funny how Tsubaki is not playing 𝗬𝗬𝗃 in the finals, but yet he's still facing 3 toxics in the finals.
Well, if we were to look, both teams have their fair bit of toxics and toxic synergies sometimes, so it's not nothing too surprising. And both teams have 2 wires as well. Getting a pretty good glimpse of the current state of the meta, you could say.
We are seeing right now the match that is Tsubaki versus Yhrem. Tsubaki is the king in the north, defending the wall that is called the stall wall, and Yhrem is here straight from I don't know which territory, but he's trying to defeat the wall.
So we do see the plague hit the Ninja Stone. Federgala hits the Calavis. Coat is on that Cala. T-Ink hits the Wolfie. And now Wolfie's effectively not in the greatest spot. I suppose it can still look to plague the Calavis if he wants to stay in. But I think Wolfie most of the time will want to leave from this situation.
Yeah, I think it needs to back out. Because it doesn't look good on this board at least. I mean, Mashuk looks really good if it wants to come in. Unless Yhrem is reading a narcoleptic hit down there.
Well, we'll have to wait to see. Tsubaki's down to the last couple seconds. He gets his turn just in. Plague does hit the Mashuk. Probably going to hit it with a feather. Follow. And there it is. Mashuk is brought down to 47.9%, so that's very decent damage. Narco comes out, probably kills the 2-wire as it does. So well, he takes it. Go on.
I was gonna say I was expecting the attacks to go on the Wolfie side. But looks like he decided to not go with the Wolfie there, and he decided to take the 2-wire down so that there is no more weaknesses or no more common factors at least being procced. But at this very moment, he is the one that requires a common factor buff, because otherwise Tolkien is gonna rip them into pieces right now.
Yeah, that is for sure. Bigger than 2-wire also allows the 𝗹𝗶𝗶 to hit one of these Tems for neutral with Plague, for example, which I guess could be nice. I guess if you double the 𝗧𝗃, it might still die, despite the common factor.
Lightful sap actually instead of attacking.
Lightful sap is he probably clicked it to make sure that his 𝗹𝗶𝗶 can stay healthy throughout the majority of this game. I'm assuming that is the thought process here.
Well, the starting combo is back on the board again. We are at the same board where we started earlier, all the way.
But seems like Tsubaki has a higher total HP. He does have 1 less 10, and his toolcon does have 1 defense debuff on its name as he runs his clock down again. And I don't know if he got his moves in. We'll have to see. As 𝗧𝗃 is swapped out. As 𝗹𝗶𝗶 leaves. It's the 𝗧𝗃𝗺𝗁. Further cage with the doppelganger, by the way. Boy, toolcon.
This is gonna hurt.
Basically kills it with 1 defense. 𝗪𝗓 does get somewhat of a free entry. It has access to its attacking moves with no
Dude, Faraday Cage with Doppelganger Brooch is so good. The fact that Tsubaki even had 2 2-wire evolutions in the same team, in the same match itself, is just so much value over there.
Yeah, it's definitely helped Yhrem a lot. Tsubaki might have to consider banning it next game, because it definitely got a lot of value against him. And he is also struggling against these Toxics, which is kind of funny, because he's running Toxics himself. Wise no one said the best answer to Toxics is more Toxics. Yeah, Tsubaki is running the 𝗧𝗃 Axolotl, and Yhrem has the 𝗧𝗃 Nicholson and the Calamus. So maybe that extra Toxic is just a bit too hard for him to handle. As we see one of those said Toxics coming, being the 𝗧𝗃. Savage Suplex does outspeed the attempted knockup they hit from the Nicholson.
Tsubaki definitely needs to pick up on this. In round number 2, he needs to take sure to make notes of stuff on, well, at least I'm pretty sure he knows how the other team is functioning now, and he might do the pick and ban better. He might just want to avoid facing 𝗧𝗃 and 2-wire, I guess, since he does not have the handcuffs to deal with the damage that they can bring to the table.
To be honest, I think Tsubaki probably still has a very good chance of winning, because 𝗪𝗓 is now online. And is... Well, 𝗧𝗃 is in kill range I suppose if he has access to clinch. But I guess maybe 𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗶𝗃 is enough to take it out. I don't think so, actually. So maybe he focuses the Calamus and looks to hit the 𝗧𝗃 next turn. But he actually swaps out the 𝗪𝗓, which is very interesting. Maybe he anticipates a tenderness this turn. Actually, his 𝗹𝗶𝗶 now gets 𝗃𝗃. That is not good. With the slap, that is actually very bad for Tsubaki. I think it's better if the 𝗪𝗓 took all that damage. And those to fear, I don't really understand why 𝗪𝗓 left. He could have killed the Calamus this turn and Savage Suplex to 𝗧𝗃 next turn.
Well,
Yeah,
a
I'm not
little
really
bit of
sure.
momentum is passed off again. As you said, 𝗹𝗶𝗺 could have definitely killed.
I guess 𝗧𝗵 can, if 𝗧𝗵 outspeeds the 𝗧𝗵, DV can kill the, if, well, there's enough special attack in there. DV can kill the 𝗧𝗵, and I suppose 𝗧𝗏 -1 might be enough to kill, because he expects the DV. Or we see a bush instead.
Tsubaki buying all the time he can right now, I guess, and just chilling.
The stalls one turn out.
Sweatband Wolfie, by the way.
Now 𝗂𝗶𝗆 is in death range to everything. And 𝗃𝗏 is facing on the 𝗧𝗵. 𝗧𝗵 is -2 defense, however. But they might be able to still level 𝗃𝗏 from 𝗃𝗏, considering how Tsubaki builds his things. Plague will hurt it as well. In return.
Well, this still doesn't look like completely lost on either side.
So we see 𝗧𝗵 actually leave, 𝗹𝗶 comes in. As we see 2 birds show up. So expecting the 2i to come in, Tsubaki wisely swaps out the 𝗧𝗵. Now 𝗃𝗏 being -1, facing down the 𝗹𝗏 is definitely not the most ideal thing in the world. I think Tsubaki might consider actually damaging the 2i, because I suppose 𝗧𝗏 plus 𝗧𝗵 might be enough to take down the 2i. Did I say 𝗧𝗏 and 𝗧𝗵, not 𝗧𝗏 and 2i? We do see 2i leave.
𝗂𝗏𝗆 comes in actually.
Bury the cage, that's why. To get the poison ticks onto the 𝗹𝗏. Super does hit the 2i, and there's the comeback of Savage. 𝗧𝗏 will get a good rest in this turn.
I don't know, I still think that combo just has so much potential damage, to be honest. Tsubaki almost about to lose 3 times just with that one attack from 2-wire, while everyone else is just chilling around taking damage on the other side.
Yeah, but if you look at the HP totals, Yhrem has found himself in a pretty precarious situation. As 3 of his Tems are literally on the verge of death. I think he might actually get a double kill this turn. 𝗧𝗏 just needs to look to uppercut either the 𝗂𝗏 or the 2-wire, and 𝗹𝗏 can finish off the other end. I'm not sure if 𝗹𝗏 wants to be saved this turn. We might see a Hibernate play, but we haven't seen Tsubakis Hibernate at all. We see the 𝗧𝗏 come in. Uppercut is thrown into the 𝗂𝗏. Does kill. 𝗧𝗏𝗺, if it's used, will not kill this. Does 9%, around 9% total.
Barrier again, clutch.
Getting good value, as he usually does. See the 2-off come in.
It was a good turn for Hibernate if he wanted to, but I don't know if he runs Hibernate or not.
Yeah, that is a real question, because we haven't seen him use it throughout the time of all the games we've seen him play. So he may not have it. It's a third possibility.
We have not seen him even use Show Off, let alone Hibernate.
Here comes a Tenderness. The the uppercut with the feather. This is where 𝗬𝗧𝗺 probably comes in. Sorry, 𝗬𝗧𝗺 comes in to protect the 𝗬𝗧𝗺 from 𝗧𝗵𝗵. I think 𝗧𝗵𝗵 probably just looks to play the 𝗧𝗵𝗵 slot. If you think play kills with 10%, 10.9%. If he does, however, play that spawn, it does kill. That means it's a guarantee killed.
Yeah.
Oh no, 𝗧𝗵𝗺 is the safe play, but maybe for some odd reason, and he does just go for the play. Oh, I hope he doubled.
Ooh.
He did double. Okay, he did double, so it's not the end of the world. OX is a bit on foot. We see feather come out as well. Doesn't actually two-shot. I don't think that two-shots. So 𝗧𝗵𝗺's play again will kill, unless 𝗬𝗧𝗺 tornadoes, and it's faster.
Well, even if it's faster, the thing is, at this very moment, it benefits Tsubaki kind of, in a way that the 𝗧𝗵𝗺 is neutralized or nullified. Because it won't take the 2x damage, but we have a stone ball coming in. On that 𝗬𝗵𝗺 will be going down. One more turn. Once that nullified goes off, this 𝗧𝗵𝗺 is gonna be a problem, but this is really close because 𝗧𝗵𝗺 still counters the 𝗬𝗏 at the end of the day, and barrier is there to answer those feather gatlings. Stamina is an issue that needs to be dealt with as well.
And tenderness as well. 𝗬𝗧𝗺 is -1. I don't know, this... If 𝗧𝗵𝗺 goes first tier and takes no damage from 𝗬𝗧𝗺, I want to say it wins. It does take damage. But the neutralize helps here. So that doesn't do anything pretty much. Uppercut will take this out. Just takes it out. I guess 𝗬𝗧𝗺 might have tornado, but that might be also a stretch.
Stamina is a problem.
Yeah, he has feather number 1. -1. Oh, that's, I think, 3 more of those, and it will die.
Yeah,
we
but
see
the stamina doesn't
person
support, I guess.
Yeah. I guess if it has tornado, I think he wins. That's a lot. Does 𝗬𝗧𝗺 have tornado? Have we seen tornado from this 𝗬𝗧𝗺?
I don't think so.
Because then Tsubaki wins. Unless he has tornado. He does. Does stack kill?
Is this gonna kill? No. That is a rest in peace.
Why did he do it that way? He could
have done another feather gatling.
He threw. Oh no, he threw. He didn't need to do it like that. Maybe we'll get to see Volga on this game. Maybe scale vault, as Tsubaki might consider behind the 𝗬𝗧𝗺, as it did give him some issues. But we'll have to wait and see if he sticks to his electric fence. He is having that 𝗬𝗧𝗺. It was very problematic for him. And he will just ban it out, so there will be no doppelganger 𝗬𝗧𝗺 action, so both of Tsubaki's 𝗬𝗧𝗺 evos are a lot better.
𝗧𝗵𝗺 finally seeing the day of the light and finally being picked in this tournament after such a big day. Like every single match this thing was being banned, and finally it is now going to be able to see this light of the day.
It is, however, facing down a 𝗧𝗵𝗺, which is a time it does not like fighting at all. See what Tsubaki decides to lead into the scale vault. You could probably go 𝗧𝗵𝗺, you go 𝗬𝗧𝗺, Well, 2 lives might be not the best idea here. We'll see Owla maybe. I think Nox is the obvious choice here. Because the 𝗂𝗶𝗴𝗶 Mushuk isn't bad as well. I think Mushuk is good as well here too. As you can look to mess with the 𝗬𝗏
What do you think about, like, I might think that he might not ban Volgon as well. He might just go with the Shug ban instead.
Well, if yeah. So he lets both electrics too, so a very different ban by Tsubaki from last game, where he banned both the electrics last time. And he anticipated the tool combat. That's why I probably banned out the Mushuk.
I'm kind of surprised and kind of not. I mean, I don't understand the point of taking Turok into a 𝗬𝗏 Mushuk. It's really risky to do that, to be honest. Considering knowing that Tsubaki doesn't have a handcuff on 𝗬𝗏, so it is not gonna attack 𝗧𝗵𝗺 on turn 1 at least with Plague, so that Turok is definitely getting a double in. And now the problem is, well, other than Yggdrasil, 𝗧𝗵𝗺 does not like that. Volgon is gonna take neutral damage on that as well.
I guess Yggdrasil is the obvious swap in here. And I guess even if Tsubaki does see that swap, I guess he could counter swap for that specific situation, but you counter swap, or you counter swap B, because you don't have Toolcon, and even if you did have Toolcon, you don't swap Toolcon into 𝗧𝗵𝗺 as well. So I'm not too sure, but I do expect Yggdrasil to show up. Possibly he actually hits the 𝗧𝗵𝗺. I don't really see a reason for him to do that, but he could potentially do that for sure.
Potentially there is no... I mean, I'm pretty sure he took Turok to take care of Toxics later in the game, and for now it's just gonna be a swap, but I don't know if he wants to do it right away, or is he... The thing is, he's gonna waste 2 turns in swapping if he does that, but looks like he did not swap it, he just went with it. 48.8% down from Plague. We have a wastewater coming in on that 𝗧𝗵𝗺. This is not looking good at the moment. Tsubaki with the full momentum aggression going towards Yhrem, and Yhrem with a feather Gatling doing 38% barely on that Mushuk.
So Plague does 2-shot the Turok, but I suppose the victory is that Yhrem effectively nullifies this Mushuk. Well, not fully nullifies, but it reduces its what it can potentially do this game. But I don't know, if you lose your Turok, you have to be afraid of Nox. The only answer to Nox would be 𝗧𝗵𝗺 then, if Turok drops. I think at this point in time, I think Yhrem said he's actually forced to double swap here as 𝗬𝗏 from 𝗬𝗏 just kills. So we might see 𝗬𝗏, 𝗬𝗏 𝗬𝗏 the Scara, and Mushuk PJab the Turok. But maybe Turok stays in and tornadoes for whatever reason. That is a gamble, but maybe he does go for it.
I'm not really sure if gambling is something you would like to do.
Oh, we'll have to wait and see. Maybe he does go for the gamble, maybe it pays off. You get to kill the Mushuk, and if you read the 𝗬𝗏 onto, well, we just see Mushuk leave, so Mushuk will be perfectly fine anyways.
𝗬𝗏 makes its way in, and 𝗧𝗵𝗺 backs out as well to play safe. But if this 𝗬𝗏 decided to Plague there, then it's gonna be a problem. Looks like a tornado is coming on the way. 𝗬𝗏 will be taking it up, and nothing, not that hard, 18% barely, and the Plague goes in on that Turok. That was a read. He did not go for that 𝗧𝗵𝗺. He went for the Turok instead, because he did think that 𝗧𝗵𝗺 might swap out. That's the gamble, and he took it.
The piercing gamble backfired on him pretty badly. he didn't get the kill on 𝗧𝗵𝗶 and he lost to his Turok, and 𝗬𝗵 still has full HP. And now Nox is looking like a huge issue, to be honest. I'm not sure how you deal with this Nox without the 𝗧𝗵𝗶. But 𝗧𝗵𝗶 might have a hard time getting to that Nox in the first place. Yeah, the opener, I don't know, the picking Turok into 𝗧𝗵𝗶 is a bit hard to understand. And now we have Volgon on the field, where 𝗬𝗶 has access to DV and Sandstorm. Well, probably not Sandstorm, no Sandstorm, only DV.
Only DV.
And there's actually a free DV, because if 𝗧𝗵𝗶 comes in, it's actually you just double left side. You might be able to get away with ignoring 𝗧𝗫 for the time being.
𝗧𝗫 doesn't do anything heavy right now.
It does apply poison, but I think you don't really care too much, because if you just double the right side of your hand, you just get so much, you just continue pushing your advantage, essentially. Yeah, it does look a bit of propagation onto 𝗧𝗫, so it does mean that ignoring it is going to be a bit harder. And this is going to be a +1 narcoleptic hit, it looks like, as Volgon just goes down. As Narco brings it all the way down to 18.2, Purgation is a very nice move, doing very respectable damage. As we see 𝗧𝗵𝗶 coming.
𝗧𝗵𝗶 technically could do stuff, but right now that 𝗬𝗵 is still full HP. I still think this is gonna be a bad matchup for Yhrem, to be honest. That turn 1 was really brutal. I mean, he could not do much. Keeping Turok in was even worse, because it just did not go well for him, to be honest.
Yes, it is possible that I guess it is possible that the +1 on 𝗧𝗫 might be enough to turn the game around. We'll have to wait and see. As 𝗬𝗵 does OX. He hits the 𝗬𝗵. Yala did leave the field. I suppose it's a body to just throw out there. If need be.
It is indeed a free heat up if they want, to be honest. Actually, I mean, if it wants, it can do that, but it still is gonna get affected next turn after that.
It will get hit by Toxic Ink this turn.
Okay, yeah, maybe. You're right, actually. Toxic Ink is gonna hit for neutral damage as well.
Yeah, plus which might actually be enough to kill with the 2 poison takes. Depends on how tanky this 𝗧𝗵𝗶 is, I suppose. Probably you won't die, but it will bring it to dangerously low. But I think 𝗧𝗫 is the key for Yhrem to win this round and to have a chance at game number 2.
I'm surprised you see him winning in this round, or well, attempt to winning, because 𝗬𝗫 is still there. It can still come in. P-Jab and Feather Gatling is a thing. It can still do a lot of damage, regardless of their neutrality or nullified status on them.
We do see a double swap, interesting enough. Often to not attack the... Ah, this is bad. Tsubaki.
That was a really good turn, to be honest, for him.
I'm confused as to why there was no attacks onto the 𝗧𝗵𝗶 that turn. I know 𝗬𝗵 was OX'd, but Nox doing nothing into the neutralized 𝗧𝗵𝗶.
Sometimes you gotta give some free momentum away, huh?
Now this is going to... Yala's going to die. 2IO won't get a 1-shot.
Ooh.
But it will die to 𝗧𝗫.
Yeah, this is definitely hurting right now. The momentum was shifted for sure. Faraday Cage coming in.
Neutralize. The king takes it out. I think
I think what you think might be getting true, and thinking might always be a good way of thinking.
Maybe.
I think 𝗧𝗵𝗶 can just wrap out right now for 𝗧𝗵𝗵𝗶, and Tsubaki doesn't have an answer for 𝗧𝗵𝗵𝗶 at the moment at least. And while 𝗧𝗵𝗶 regains the stamina, then it can just come back in again. But still, undermining the 𝗧𝗲𝗺𝗺 is not the best idea out there. But again, none of the attackers are special attackers, they are all physical attackers at the moment, so a stacked up 𝗧𝗲𝗺𝗺 doesn't really threaten this team.
I think if Denmark doesn't kill 𝗧𝗵𝗺, I guess there is a way back. Nox 1v3 in here isn't that crazy. I think, but I don't know. I think he made it very difficult. He made it very difficult for himself by not attacking 𝗧𝗵𝗺 I wanted to. I'm not really sure why he didn't do anything into it. You see Tennis come out. Ninja Source was gonna remove that bonus. Madness, but okay. So I think he might have been forced to do this. You see Naka come out, does kill the 𝗧𝗵𝗺. Now it's 1v3 time. There's now 1v3 time.
I think these two are gonna try to get him down to that HP where 𝗧𝗵𝗶 can do a dim mac and finish.
It's gonna be very hard to do that, however. Get 𝗧𝗵𝗶 to that HP point. He has reflux use this turn.
How much damage does it do? Good chunk.
Geralt will die. Well, will not die anymore.
Fact, tornado coming in, it should be doing a decent good chunk, 38.6%.
Geralt will die next turn. No, it won't. It will not die as I originally thought.
I mean, if 𝗧𝗲𝗺𝗺 decides to attack it, it might.
Yeah, it will die if Nox attacks it. But if he burrows, then he removes a poison tick anyways. But that removes it so he doesn't die because it's the exhaust. It does.
Yeah, he's still living.
Does, however, give Tsubaki's Nox trance and first aid kit. That is asleep for the next 2 turns.
Yeah, I think this is the turn where 𝗧𝗵𝗶 needs to come in and he does not need to attack. Maybe even spores the 𝗧𝗵𝗶 and the next turn go completely kaboom on it, and that's what he is doing.
Yeah, I think this is right.
So Tsubaki can't wake it up at the moment.
That does hurt himself though.
And now it all matters how much damage is gonna come out, and is it better to do an uppercut or a dim mac in this situation for putting out maximum damage, and he just decides to swap it out again to make sure that 𝗧𝗵𝗺𝗺 tanks it.
Is this trying to heal? I'm not. Did he OX here? It might be a free swap, and that's what we'll be looking for.
He did OX. Yep, this is slowly looking like going down. OX and a death as well, so he gets a free swap in for Monkey now, which can be an uppercut into dim mac, followed up for this match being taken for him.
Looks like it's going to be Tsubaki's first loss. Just given, as soon as I saw 𝗶𝗶𝗺 and Ninja Soul, I was like, maybe just 10 is enough to just win the game, and Ninja Soul was more than enough to win the game. So you do see the come out, down to 5%.
Well, I'm just gonna say this. Yhrem is proving us that this is the final, and he has made it to the final for a reason, and he is definitely giving us a show to watch. He is giving us that fight. He is not giving up, fighting till the last breath. Here we go, dim mac coming in, taking the match away from Tsubaki. Do you think he is gonna go ahead and ban the 2-wire this time around, or are they not looking at it yet? I am not sure if Tsubaki is looking at it, but he might want to just not deal with it, to be honest, because it can create complications. The first match he played it perfectly and pivoted it correct, but yeah, he just went with banning it. Because dealing with it is okay, but you need to be pixel perfect. If you make wrong decision, then that thing is just gonna one-shot you out of the place and take a lot of momentum away.
Tsubaki played well when he banned the 2-wire. He just, as he said, got careless at the very end with the size match and didn't respect it enough. It's kind of just dumb. We do see Mushuk 𝗏𝗏, so 𝗏𝗏 will not be banned. The single progression from 𝗏𝗏 did so much for him. So we'll get to see some more of it. This lead's actually probably the best lead Yhrem has made all game. This entire series, we could see progression uppercut for massive damage into 𝗏𝗏.
Not sure if 𝗏𝗏 wants to stay though.
2-wire will, however, mess that up a little bit, as it won't get hit ×2.
But 2-wire can get hit for this.
Get hit by the plus on uppercut as well. The common factor means it's all neutral damage. There will be no super effective damage on anybody.
Was it Tolkien the ban in the last match as well for Yhrem?
Yes.
On Tsubaki's side?
Yes, it was. It basically meant Ninja Soul was pretty free to do whatever they wanted. And we will see size much ban, so no size much this game.
Oh, that feels bad, man.
You do see scale 1 just so picked up by Yhrem.
Sadly, no Rex this game. Feels bad, man. No monkey cheerers. But we will be jumping in match number 3 for the finals. 2-wire and 𝗏𝗏 is the start at the moment against the Chamomile Volgon and a Mushuk fake beard on the 2-wire as well. Let us see what they go with. I believe, as you said, Kami, it looks like a purgation and +1 uppercut into 1 slot, correct, according to you?
Yeah, but I think it's probably going to be 𝗏𝗏 now. Thanks to 2-wire, you just go for the highest damage move in the situation, I would imagine. I suppose Mushuk could come in. I believe Tsubaki has his own Mushuk to take that uppercut more 𝗏𝗏 if he expected on the 𝗏𝗏 side. I think he probably will just swap out 𝗏𝗏 and not take any damage on it unnecessarily.
So we have a Mushuk coming in on that 𝗏𝗏 spot just in case there is where the double end goes in, but we have a Thunder Strike coming in on that Mushuk spot. It will be taking neutral damage. Tenderness coming in instead of damage. 2-wire is getting tenderness at the moment.
That does reduce 2-wire's capability a lot, and you can't even poison anything on this board. As this camo on the Volgon and Mushuk being a toxic eaten off by poison ticks to that. So 2-wire.
The only thing he can do is feather Gatling at the moment.
Yes, that is his only option. His current.
Or Tornado, well, if it has that. Or Hologram, but Hologram is a passive, not an aggressive move, so that's that.
As you see 𝗵𝗵 hit the Mushuk. Reduces defense by 1, makes that 𝗶𝗴 a little bit less of an issue. T-Strike comes out to the 2-wire, down to 52.2%. plus the wastewater with the poison tick all the way down to 5.4%. So 2-wire can be swapped out. If Tsubaki wants a second common factor later down the road, but if he doesn't feel the need to, and he will just let the 2-wire die here. He could throw out Tornado, of course. That is also an option.
Volgon, I think, can still stay. I think next turn it might swap out to refresh the chamomile if required for later on. Mushuk is still chilling. -1 defense, sure, but -1 attack also takes care of it. So unless Tsubaki went with the Tornado right now, I don't think 2-wire will outspeed the Mushuk. Actually, it will, right? Because at the start we saw Tsubaki's Feather Gatling went before Tenderness.
You see Scale come in. So this is a really good 𝗹𝗶𝗴 swap in then. You see Tornado come in as well. Tsubaki come in the swap out to protect himself from Tornado. You see Willpower. So 2-wire lives another turn.
Well, free value on 2-wire right now. Just chilling. Getting all the damage it could get out. It can even swap out right now if it wants to. Because the board advantage is with Tsubaki, with 𝗹𝗶𝗴, 𝗧𝗲𝗺𝗺 being strong on both of the slots. We have been in this situation before, I think, where Tsubaki did not challenge this 𝗂𝗏𝗺 because he knew it might swap out and instead take down the other slot itself.
Well, I think Tsubaki probably wants to play this straightforward. Probably, actually, you could just double it. Maybe DV Feather, because maybe Ninja just wants to show up.
Yeah.
Also
there is.
Option.
Sandstorm is not an option because we have already seen Plague Bush, 𝗧𝗏𝗺𝗺, and Lifeful Sap. So.
Yeah, there is no Sandstorm. So the only option we do see at least. It is indeed Ninja Soul. So do we see the Feather? We do see the Feather come out.
Man, this 2-wire is getting value. He's still getting value, he's still alive.
Undermine hurts the 𝗹𝗶𝗴's capabilities, DV is Ninja Soul. Volgon doesn't OX, I guess that is a visual bug on my side. I guess the willpower wasn't accounted for. And its stamina, so it's able to attack one more time, but yet again 2-wire still is on the field.
Dude, this 2-wire lived so much, he's getting so much value right now.
Yes, a lot of value. Now you can even Tornado the Ninja Cell if you want to. You, however, dies, maybe you just Feather again, maybe he ignores you for the 3rd time in a row. No reason.
I mean, just because it's -1 attack doesn't mean you ignore it. He still did almost 35% to the Nidrasil. Or at least, I think it was 40%, and then the rest was from the 𝗧𝗏𝗺𝗺.
Leaving in a lot of value. Right, we see Volgon leave. The Demo should come in on the other side. So 2-wire will live yet again. As Skywall comes back in. Why does not OX, I think. It does,
no,
but he can't swap. Full Sap is used. 𝗹𝗶𝗴 is pretty safe to just sit there. But Mushuk can start to look for defensive repeat jabs and stuff like that. Tsubaki's effectively played this game with 3 Tems, while Yhrem has been cycling through 4. So the Tem, the hate advantage is definitely to Tsubaki, as he has 2 full green Tems. I guess Yhrem has 2 full green Tems as well, but the Volgon has been ignored the entire time. That by Tsubaki, just focusing the other side every single time.
Tsubaki is working through him as much as he can, with as less Tems usable as possible right now. That 𝗹𝗶𝗴 is looking really healthy at the moment, and he's still chilling and slowly making his way through this.
I think Tsubaki would like 𝗃𝗧𝗺 to still be. The issue with 𝗃𝗧𝗺 is that it's not really a win time once it swaps in because of common factor, but he hasn't been able to get turns from 𝗃𝗧𝗺 as a win time because it survived through common factor and has been ignored for 3 turns in a row. So he hasn't been able to get that. At least maybe it's about time he lets the 𝗃𝗧𝗺 die, maybe, potentially. Maybe, actually, it's possible that 𝗃𝗧𝗺 gets ignored again, as 𝗧𝗵𝗶 might hit the 𝗹𝗶𝗴, but 𝗃𝗧𝗺 is being saved. I guess you get holds ups on the 𝗧𝗲, exactly, so 𝗧𝗲 does come in. As 𝗃𝗬 does come out, so he did ignore the spot. 𝗧𝗲 comes in, we see DV thrown into the 2-octave doing minimal damage.
𝗹𝗶𝗴, even with -1 special attack, is still a problem that 𝗃𝗧𝗺 needs to deal with, because 𝗃𝗧𝗺 is gonna take the damage there. But 𝗹𝗶𝗴 probably is taking a lot of damage as well with -1 defense, as 𝗃𝗬 or uppercut coming up next is gonna hurt as well. Does Tsubaki swap out?
Probably wants to. I'm surprised he is even kept 𝗹𝗶𝗴 in to some degree. I guess he thought that maybe 𝗃𝗀𝗺 might stay in for whatever reason. But I think he should have swapped out. Taking that defense down is very, very bad for him, actually. It's not good at all.
I think he might come in with the 2-wire right now on 𝗃𝗚𝗺 spot and keep the 𝗹𝗶𝗴 in still, because it has 5 full saps, and keep attacking the other side. Maybe even attack the 𝗧𝗵𝗶. I'm not sure which side he wants to attack, but he might go for the swap. Actually, you know what? 𝗹𝗶𝗴 should go back. It has low stamina, to be honest. Yeah.
We see the 𝗧𝗵𝗶 come in. Then a spade. We see 2-octave leaf. The 𝗃𝗀𝗺 comes in. And this number 1. It's the 𝗧𝗲. We see show off number 1 on the 𝗧𝗲 to negate that tenderness. Gets the invigorated or invigorized with the synergy. As for this turn, I guess 𝗧𝗵𝗶 can tenderness again. 𝗃𝗀𝗺 does not have Blizzard, so 𝗧𝗵𝗶 is safe. We have seen 𝗃𝗀𝗺's entire moveset. 𝗃𝗬 comes out, looks like he's going to hit the 𝗧𝗵𝗶. 𝗃𝗬 comes out to hit Tsubaki's 𝗧𝗵𝗶. Down to 42%. Tenderness comes out yet again. So I'm gonna play the 10D game. The Savage comes out, brings the 𝗧𝗵𝗶 down to 13.7%. They would have died without that tenderness assistance. Now maybe Tsubaki will turn and start to actually hit the 𝗃𝗺𝗺.
Yeah, Tsubaki has to start going aggressive now, I guess, as quickly as possible, because otherwise HPs will be starting to go down on his side as well if he keeps on playing passive, because he is stacking up some, well, debuffs, if not the buffs at least.
Yhrem has done a good job of applying debuffs to the side of Tsubaki. He has been doing that all game. We do see the Ninja Soul come in. Uppercut comes out. Looks like he's just going to focus down this 𝗃𝗏𝗺. And he will just take it down with the 𝗧𝗏𝗺𝗏𝗧. 𝗃𝗬 hits the 𝗧𝗲. Actually shows off. Interesting. So we're now back to -1, I believe. I believe Tsubaki's Mushuk is fast, so I will take out Yhrem's Mushuk first. Before I can PJab again, potentially. Maybe I assume we're going to see a Savage Suplex into the Ninja Cell, and we'll see an uppercut to take out the Yhrem's Mushuk. Tsubaki is down 2-1. This time is going down. We see Mushuk leave, opt into safety Mushuk.
There was very little time left, barely 10 seconds, I think.
Yep, scale walk comes in. Yala actually leaves, because well, knockout hit is coming, 2-wire comes in. This is actually very good from Tsubaki as he baits out the knockout hit. So you'll effectively take no damage this turn. Uppercut does come out. Down to 52.5. He can even bring back in 𝗬𝗶𝗴, I suppose, to DV the... Well, he can't DV because of the neutralize, so I think he goes back into... Yeah. You probably go back into Yala.
Yeah, I think it's either 𝗬𝗶𝗺 or else he might go with Nox. But I do think it's 𝗬𝗶𝗺 most likely.
Yeah, we do see Yala come back in. We will probably see a PJab, Savage Suplex play this time. You might go for the Ninja Cell, to be honest.
Suplex doesn't look that bad, to be honest.
So you see
especially with the minor defense.
Forward onto the scale walks to give it more life. Nado comes out. Might kill the Mushuk. Let's see, it does kill the Mushuk. That +1 special attack is no joke. See, Savage probably is enough to take it out as it is. So there will be no knocks after hits from the Ninja Cell this turn. Ninja Cell did, however, leave these spores on his way out. 𝗬𝗶𝗴 is very free here, and Mushuk can't even touch it because of Plague. We do see the board. This is actually the perfect board for 𝗬𝗶𝗴. I do think Scalewalt has one. Nope, it's not neutralized anymore, so now Scalewalt is very afraid. Purgation. If you want to read 2-rock coming in, maybe you DV 𝗬𝗲𝗺𝗍 the 2-rock, then you can look to maybe Plague. I think going for a hard read here wouldn't be terrible. Like maybe going for Plague 𝗬𝗲𝗍, but there is obviously risk because it is a hard read. If Scalewall stays and you just missed a free kill, Tsubaki is down to his last 20 seconds effectively. But as you go for this hard read, it looks like it's going to be Mushuk actually. Undermine again to reduce 𝗬𝗶𝗴's attack even further. Lifeless Hat is actually used here. Show off as you saw it back to neutral. Actually very good turn by Tsubaki. Yala's being ignored, and whenever you say these words, it only means the other player is doomed to lose to Yala later on in the game.
Damn, Kami, you're being cold right now.
Well, Yala is at +1. This Tem was at -1 attack at the point, and now it's at +1 at 90% HP as Plague will just take out the Mushuk.
This is slowly looking problematic if it is going up another stage on that 𝗬𝗶𝗺.
T-Shack hits the Yala. Savage, well, that's probably a dead Volgon.
Sorry.
Well,
barely.
Almost dead.
Close enough, sir. Close enough.
So now that you ignore the one has almost been one shot by 𝗧𝗲𝗺.
The fact that 𝗧𝗲𝗺 is -1 defense, but the only thing that's attacking with physical is 𝗬𝗏𝗺, but 𝗬𝗏𝗺 is getting 𝗬𝗲𝗺𝗺 the same turn as well. 𝗧𝗲𝗺 and the other one is definitely a special attacker, so that's not gonna come in.
Okay, this turn is probably just gonna be play 𝗬𝗲𝗺𝗺 into the 𝗬𝗏𝗺. I guess Yhrem could go for a purgation onto the 𝗬𝗏𝗺. Maybe Tsubaki needs to actually play.
Yeah, Plague just kills the Volgon.
Well, the thing is, Tsubaki might make the mistake of plaguing the 𝗬𝗏𝗺, and if he does that purgation onto 𝗬𝗏𝗺,
might be a problem.
Might kill. Actually, I don't think that even kills.
No,
purgation Feather would kill the 𝗬𝗶𝗶. It would kill the 𝗬𝗶𝗶, but it wouldn't kill the. I don't think that kills the 𝗬𝗶𝗶 either, to be honest.
I don't think it kills anything.
Yeah, I think he just needs to plague the
Volgon and play safe, I guess.
What was he does this turn?
Because if Volgon dies, then 𝗬𝗏𝗺 has to come in, and that means that the 𝗧𝗏𝗺 is gonna win him the game, and he just killed himself. Tsubaki didn't even have to touch him.
Is this going to be a bad OX from the 𝗧𝗲𝗺? Oh, she brings all the way down.
I think it doesn't matter at this point, right? Because 𝗧𝗲𝗺 is not the one who's gonna make him win the game, it's the 𝗬𝗶𝗶, and 𝗬𝗶𝗶 is about to 𝗧𝗏𝗺 the 𝗧𝗲𝗺 out first, and then slowly plague the hell out of that 𝗬𝗏𝗺 as well, if I'm not wrong. And Nox is just chilling. I think it didn't even enter the game yet in the whole game.
𝗬𝗶𝗆 might not kill Scale, but...
Are you sure?
Because it's -2 special attack.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. I don't know. Maybe it's still gonna get very close.
He needs to just plague. He should not. See, I don't know about this. He needs to put everything into this 𝗬𝗏𝗺, because Nox at the back doesn't do anything against 𝗬𝗏𝗺. And 𝗧𝗲𝗺 is dead as well.
This is slowly looking problematic now, with stamina being an issue for Tsubaki.
Nox can 1v1 Scale Vault, but I think not plaguing 𝗬𝗏𝗺 the turn before might have been a huge problem, actually. DV in this.
I think he needs to plague right now on 𝗬𝗏𝗺. Legit.
It's too late. He's going to OX this turn.
No, OX is fine, but if it does a plague, won't it get 𝗬𝗏𝗺 in a low level state where Acid Reflux later on in the game can just finish it off? Like both of them with the toxic ticks?
You might have to OX. I don't know, but this is kind of a bit of a messy endgame, you could say. I think he has to OX, because I think Feather Fafnado might just kill 𝗬𝗶𝗆. I think he has to just OX for the plague, yeah. Because I think 𝗬𝗶𝗆 died.
He needs to plague the 𝗬𝗏𝗺. Oh, that doesn't even do much. -2 special attack is really clinging right now on Tsubaki. Toxic game to ensure the kill, but no, 1.1%, and that is still gonna hurt a lot. And we have a tornado coming in. That 𝗬𝗶𝗆 will be going down. It's Noxolotl versus 𝗬𝗏𝗺 in the finals, and I believe, well, Nox has what it takes to take this match away, but stamina is always a problem on 𝗬𝗏𝗺, and I think the toxic ticks are gonna reign forward here. What do you say?
55.4.
Let's not forget we have a first aid proc as well in between here. Because if it's down to 55, then it's gonna go down to 10 now, which means trance and first aid, both of them trigger. First aid is what matters right now, because stamina is a problem on the other side.
You needed to ignore the Scale Vault last. I don't know, man. I don't. Going to sleep. I guess he expects to be woken up. Now I'm a bit curious as to why he rested this. I guess did he OX?
Well, no, he didn't OX. Now here's the thing. If he does a Feather Gatling or a Stone Ball, then Nox does not get to play a turn, you know? Because it's gonna be slower.
You Stone Ball into Tornado, but you activate... does it activate Trance? 25?
No,
I don't think
it
activates Trance. No, if you Stone Ball, does it do enough to put him into Trance? And I don't think it does.
It will wake it up. It will not
He
put
didn't
it into
attack.
trance.
He didn't attack. So he must
That
OX for
is-
Stumble as well. So he has a tornado because Tsubaki's Nox is defensive, I think.
Well, that is
He
the
doesn't
GG
play them.
anyways.
Yeah, he lost them.
This is 10%. Yeah, 10%, and it will be a full state now.
I feel like Yhrem had that one. I don't know. There might have been some way for him to win there.
That will be a GG. So close. I do think it was a double, I guess.